So one of the reasons we want to make chocolate is because we want proceeds to go toward reforestation. So every single chocolate bar, we want as much as we can allocate to go toward the Hawaiian Legacy Hardwoods project over on the Big Island. Yeah, and what's so appealing about this business is it revolves around volume. And so the more bars we make, the more trees we can get planted, and it's all like cattle farmed and ranched and stuff. And so they're just recreating a habitat or an ecosystem.
So how did you find that foundation?
Wanting to do that? Well, one of the jobs that I looked into going to was sustainable forest management. But for one reason or another, it led me in a different direction, and I thought chocolate making would be more fun. And there's a lot more power in a business.
Right.
So that's kind of the reason behind that.
Also, contributing to the purpose.
And chocolate, I mean, it's something that involves, say, agriculture, and so it creates value in the land and these plants, so it helps sustain areas, especially in South America, where a lot of areas being torn down for wood. If you plant cacao trees and help with this, it creates value to the land. So you keep trees around. So the more volume, the more trees we can plant, legacy hardwoods or cacao trees, and it just sustains the land. It's really a fun thing. So the more chocolate we make, the more good we get to do.
So did it really take a lot? It seems like your mission, the mission statement is like a big part of, I mean, and then
it's a huge driving factor for us. Because sometimes we started with nothing.
Right.
And so sometimes it gets really hard, and you need to have some kind of stronger motivation than just making chocolate. Like you got to remember your goal or where you're. Yeah, exactly. What you're working for. 5 months now we've been open. Yeah, I'm just making chocolate for the last 3 years, just learning how to do it.
So you just was a chocolate fan? And
actually, no.
Really?
No, I wasn't.
How did you get into chocolate?
I was always a chocolate fan.
You were the big chocolate fan?
Yeah, I was the taste tester in the beginning, so I got to try it.
It was cool just to be able to make something. So our process is very unique. We start with the beans, and then we'd roast them, and then we'd de-shell them, and then we'd have this inner part we call nibs, and that's what turns into chocolate. And so that's the process that we do here. And then we would grind this up into a paste and load it into these grinders over here behind Drew, and they'd spin for 30 hours. And it's just refining it. When you add the sugar, it's breaking it up. That's when it tastes like chocolate to us. Before then, it doesn't taste like it at all. You guys want to try it? There's a lot of depth to it. There's a quality that is only now starting to come out in chocolate makers, and it's mainly bean to bar makers. So doing what we do and what Madre does, you're starting with the beginning ingredient, and you're trying to get the very best of it. And then, I like to use alcohol analogies because most people relate. We're like a microbrewery. So on the smallest scale with the best ingredients, we take cacao and turn it into a really high-end chocolate bar. So I want you to taste the difference between these two beans. This is a Peru 72%, and this is a Hamakua 72%. Exactly the same percentages, different origins, different flavors. Alright? So we're going to give you guys a chocolate fix today.
Okay, Asiana, how's that?
I feel like, so first there's like wine, tasting wine. Like, is this right what I'm tasting? Definitely dark chocolate, so it has
a little bitterness.
The percentage represents how much actual cacao is in there.
Okay.
And so do you taste a fruitiness?
Yeah, like a fruity.
Yeah, it's kind of bright and fruity.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it's nice. And that's what we coaxed out of it. That was in the bean. We didn't add anything to it.
That's the Peru 72. Oh no, sorry. Peru 72%. And Hamakua. Okay,
so and so for this chocolate, Drew and I actually went to South America and we found this farm, and we worked with someone in the Peace Corps to import it to Hawaii. So it's a direct relationship where we know exactly what we're getting. You ready for the next one?
Yes.
So this is
He's like, yes.
So this is Hamakua. It comes from the Big Island, and it's from a little farm, 5 acres. We get it directly from the farm. Okay, we did 7 different wines with different chocolates.
And like more like mellow?
Yeah,
like less,
to me it's more chocolatey.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
You could definitely taste like the fruit in the Peru one. Like,
oh yeah.
So this is Alicula lavender chocolate.
Right, and you're gonna just get a subtle floral note on the end.
And this is
And that's
with
the
the
lavender. And this is a Hamakua base. It's gonna be creamy. It'll still have kind of a...
And it's not too like people often think like oh very perfumey.
Or like a bar soap, you know.
Yeah.
That's what we were trying to get with this one. Is
favorite.
we had tried like other lavender bars before, and like they taste like potpourri and stuff like that. So this one we actually put just enough in there to give it like a nice hint at the end. So like, you let that chocolate melt off, and you get that relaxing lavender at the end. And so
I like that it's not too strong, the lavender.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
yeah, when it's too strong, sometimes it's
That's what,
yeah.
So you can, anyone can eat a bar of soap, but you're trying to eat chocolate.
Sounds like you have experience with that.
I swore a little bit as a young kid. I always had the bar of soap.
Okay, so what are we trying?
This is the chili pepper one again. It's a Hawaiian salted pineapple.
Okay.
It's got a Maui Gold pineapple with Molokai sea salt sprinkled on it. And then we dropped it in the chocolate bar, the chili pepper one. So you're
Nice pineapple flavor.
So this is in the chili chocolate, the Maui pineapple with Molokai salt.
Exactly.
Nice.
And so you're going to get a salty sweet.
How do you? You guys like it?
Umami. Umami.
Nice. So this is what? Ginger. No. Sugar?
So we put just.
So there's just a little piece of ginger.
Yeah, so it's pure ginger. You get that spice.
Oh, there's a little kick.
So there's no sugar. It's not candy.
This one is
Pure ginger. And no one seems to do that.
What is she?
That'll make it stay close.
So this is the nibs.
So
What does it taste like?
Smoky beans.
Smoky beans?
Check on that real fast.
Sure you like it?
Is that weird? Like
people find like the soy does. I mean, definitely you get that from the nuttiness, you know. So the soy makes complete sense. And a lot of people get earthiness, like a little almost like dirt or dust and stuff like that. But I mean, if you know if you're a fan of dark chocolate, there's those hints coming through, and you can tell naturally it still is a little sweet, a little there's cocoa butter that still exists in there, so it still has a nice palatable taste to it.
So does that mean that because in the nib form, are there more antioxidants or?
Absolutely, yeah. Actually, cacao is the highest antioxidant-rich food, right above acai berries, goji berries, blueberries, anything like that. So if you look, like the flavonoid index for antioxidants, cacao is the highest. So chocolate's good for you. And
then what most people don't realize is the chocolate bars that we mostly grow up with, like Hershey's and Cadbury, mostly that's sugar, and that's what's not good for you. So you want the higher cacao content. This right here has nibs on it, so I wanted you guys to try the nibs first because we sprinkle that all over this bar. And then we also have an Oahu coffee bean. It's a Wailua coffee. And there's a guy down the street from us who's just obsessed with roasting coffee.
so you know the coffee guy.
Yeah, and he tried this chocolate, and so he roasted it for this bar.
Oh wow!
And so you're gonna taste. It's very crunchy. It's a really nice texture.
It's a really cool bean.
And this is your new breakfast bar?
Yep. So this is my personal favorite, and basically the main reason the bar that keeps us in business. This is the bar.
Okay, I eat this
People love it.
more than granola every morning.
Really?
Because
Does it give you a buzz or?
A little bit. I mean, so it's not as much. I mean, cacao doesn't has maybe like a tenth of the caffeine that like a cup of coffee has, but it has a little like but it's just good energy. It helps like cacao has like the flavonoid properties help blood move. So it's really good. Like it wakes you up in the morning, like it helps you work out and gets you going around. So
Okay, let's try it.
it's like that. So that's what it looks like.
The crunch from the nibs is really, it's almost, when you get in that crispy.
So it's topped with coffee.
Yep, so you see there's little coffee beans laid in there. And then what we do, so after we temper the chocolate, which you'll just kind of walk through, we have a big old thing of nibs, and we place the beans in there, and then we just shake the nibs on top and let it settle, and then let it mark. It's that easy.
Is that the official terminology, the big old thing?
Big old thing. Yeah, we all have our terminology, right? For us, it's like a big old thing. We have a bin full of nibs that we fresh roast and then put down in the bottom. So
cool. Thank you.
Pretty fun. We have a sometimes we don't have it in right now. We have a ginger bar that we get from a farmer that's right up the road.
We have samples of it.
Yeah, we have samples of it for you guys. So we don't have, but it's amazing that this whole community around here really supports us, and we get great ingredients that way. So it's really fun to have. Gives us a lot of fun to experiment with cool bars too.
He's
obsessed with coffee. He loves it more than anything in the world. And so I like carrying his stuff. He's super nice. And he tasted our chocolate, and he roasted coffee beans, Wailua coffee beans explicitly, for that bar.
So what's the name of
Copacetic.
Ah.
It's a play on words.
It's Hawaiian for coffee.
And you can buy that coffee here and where else?
I don't know where else he sells it. That's a good question. It is around Kailua though. You'll see in other places. Kalapawai, I think, has it. The Kalapawai uses it, and so does Morning Brew for their coffees. They make for you.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's just these people like yourselves that are focusing on one product and making it very well.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the trick. To focus on doing one thing really well.
Yeah.
For now. Yeah. One step at a time.
Try the chili pepper.
So these are actually grown in my yard.
Is it the Thai chili?
No. We started with Hawaiian chili peppers, but it turned out they weren't hot enough.
Really?
So we switched to ghost peppers, which are yeah, it grows really well.
You can't get any more local than that. It's from his yard.
Yeah. They just go off. They like the spot that we put them. So.
There we go.
Oh my god.
But, so what's nice about this is it's all smooth, creamy chocolate.
Those are
you don't even taste the heat, and then after it comes out of the
Exactly. The progression is there. It's like, chocolate. Oh, wait a minute.
It's like
There's something there.
Let's see.
Yeah, so this one,
how do you like it?
This one's it's like a sensation rather than like it's a ghost pepper that we use. It's the spiciest pepper in the world, but we don't want to torture taste buds. We want to get that you want to get that kind of sensation. And what's nice is the ghost pepper is known for that kind of quality. It sneaks up on you, and so like you get that chocolate melting away. You're like, oh, there's no chili in this bar. And all of a sudden, oh, this comes in. And, so this one's a little more playful. It's fun to too.
It's a very unique chocolate. We added goat milk powder, and you can never add any liquid to chocolate because it'll seize up, it'll congeal, and it's no longer good for what we're trying to do with it. So we added goat milk powder to this, and it's going to taste very rich and cheesecakey. And there's different layers, so it's going to be a little tangy at first, then it's going to be cheesecakey, and then it's going to finish with the goat cheese.
And is this also local from the
I tried to get some from them, but they don't do the powder.
You're gonna have to put goats in your backyard also then.
Yeah, you're just
Just start a farm so I can make chocolate.
very creamy.
Okay.
Should everyone get?
So how is the?
It's like
What do I get?
cheesy. It's cheesecakey.
Good.
Did you try other types of milk? Like sheep or?
No, I haven't got there yet.
What made you think of goat as opposed to cow?
We do use powder from cow milk, but goat has such a unique flavor. And one of the girls who was working here, she hassled me every time I go and run errands. She'd be like, Whole Foods is right there, and they have goat milk powder. And after about a week of her doing that every day, I picked up a can. We tried it; it's delicious.
And there's no one else really doing it, So it's fun. It's a really easy flavor, and because we do a lot of the wine and chocolate pairings, it's really fun to pair with the wine. So people, this goat cheese is delicious.